I actually graduated from a food science course in Canada, and then I worked in Canada I worked in Vancouver for about 4 years in food companies. I was doing quality, and then realized that tech was something everybody's going towards, and it's more lucrative. There's more flexibility. So right now I'm working in the digital department for Magnum. Yeah, so I'm working in the digital assets department, doing some sort of like project management, product management, like somewhere in between. So dealing with business user stuff. So we do a lot of like UI UX, and then we talk to the tech team on what requirements we want as a business user. I'm actually learning coding because I want to go into product management. So yeah, my end goal is not to be a developer, but to be able to understand developers and somehow become more technical as a skill. I did actually look at Next Academy or something like that. They were only doing full time, but there was no flexibility to do online. And then I needed the money. And plus I didn't want my resume to be left hanging. I do not want like too big of a gap on my resume. And then also Sigma School had like a reasonable pricing. And then you guys were emphasizing more on like projects. And that was what I needed because I wanted to build my own portfolio to show, as an aspiring product manager, like I can also code. I think the first part during the fundamentals, HTML and CSS, I think the HTML and CSS lessons were pretty comprehensive. Like I actually understood and had a lot of practices doing it. And then when JavaScript came, that's when everything got definitely more challenging. And I think the switch to Coda I was a little worried because I wasn't sure how the lessons were being conducted, like the slides and everything. But I think after the switch, you kind of get used to it. So I think for now it's okay. But yeah, I do realize that the slides are very it's good, but how do I say this? The questions after the practices are actually very, very challenging. I think this would have to have a lot of practice, and there's a lot of really self-study as well, like other resources. I think being able to sort of I think building projects is one, and number two, I think you can actually see the applications of what the theory is about lah. I would say. I think that's a good experience. Like one thing good about Sigma is, there is something for the student to show the recruiters in any stage of their learning. So like let's say you finish front end already, you have something to show, right? Versus like other schools who, let's say they don't build, they have to wait until they finish the whole program and they start building. So I know I think there are some students from Sigma, like after finish front end they already start looking for jobs. But whether they get the job or not sure. But at least there's something to show. So I think that's actually a good experience. I think number one is you have to do a lot of research on the coding school that you want to join. And if you can, I think talk to the students who are in the program lah. And also, I would tell the student that coding is also not for everyone. I'm putting my life after work, so that person needs to understand that there will be no life for the next 1 year or so, depending on how fast you are. I think I'm a bit slower than other students, but it's okay. If you don't have a clear goal to learn coding, if your goal is just like, I just want to learn because I just think it's fun, or like I feel like, maybe it's an extra skill, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use it towards the end, like a bit wishy-washy, then I would say maybe reevaluate your choices. Maybe there are other pathways, like for me, like I have a clear goal, then you should also think of other ways to get there, not only coding.